Welcome back, everybody. You know what time it is. It's time for the Golden Gift Box set. Just fully released within the last hour, if I'm not mistaken. We had the pet, we had the weapons. I saw the shield. I saw the misc, I saw the spell. All exciting stuff. But now we're finally get to unpack and unbox the Winter Wonder Armor. That's what everybody's calling it. You heard it here first. The Winter Wonder Armor. Oh, look at this beauty. Let's get the battle log out of there. Hold on. Let's get the pet out of there too. Look at this beauty of an armor. He's got a little village on top of his head, up on his shoulders. Karnak style mountain on top of his back. Trees, big ass club for a hand. That's what I like. Cool ass. I mean, the legs are a little funky, but it's a giant ass avalanche, bro. What can you expect? Abominable snowman-esque. Oh, like these blue icicles. Absolutely gorgeous armor. Thank you to the people who built this. Visually stunning. I think, interestingly enough, I think the shield is my second favorite piece of the set, visually. And, of course, the pet. Just look at this little guy. Look at him go. I'm in the invisibility cloak. But look at him go. He's so cute. The rock kind of looks like a little baseball cap like you'd put on like a toddler at a soccer game or something. Just adorable. But anyways, that's not what we're here for. Everybody knows. Well, I'll tell you what the other stuff does, but let's take a look at this armor. Okay. Attack animation. It dodged because I'm using a level 1 weapon with no strength. Hold on. Pumpkin Spice Lance. Ooh, a little punch and roll. I like it. I like it. Your rampage leaves your foe choked. Ooh, we got some spoilers. Okay, so choke on basic attack. I'm not going to look and see how strong the choke is because I don't want to know quite yet because it's kind of spoilers. But I like this basic attack animation. I like it a lot. Again, 10 out of 10. Visually stunning. Let's look at the resistances. Water, Earth, that's following the elemental wheel. LE comp should be off the charts. Hello? Look at that MRM with no shield. Oh, but it's FD, I forgot. Still should be good. Depending on where this MRM loss comes from, if it's just raw that low, or if it's like a penalty for an effect. The LE comp should be very good for a FD armor. Let's open the skill page. Alright, 3 skills. Lovely. Frostbark. For once, it's good that it's worse than the bite. That's not your best pun work, Adventure Quest, but we'll take it. This attack will deal ice damage as well as leave foes vulnerable to both ice and fire. Exciting. Let's take a look at that choke. Oh my god! That choke is obscene. Okay, let's not worry about the choke for the moment. Let's use Frostbark. 356 SP. Why would it cost 356 SP? Is it a weapon-based skill? Let's find out. I'm gonna equip an 100 proc weapon. So if it's a weapon-based skill, we'll know. It's not a weapon-based skill. And it's a 4 rounds. 135% elevuln. But why is it 392? Okay, that's just a bug. No worries. Was it because of the weapon level or something? Hold on. Oh, how peculiar. Well, with the 0 proc weapon, it's 356 SP. With a 100 proc weapon, it's 392. What about a magic weapon? 454. So the 0 proc and the 100 proc are both ranged, so that can't be it. What about basic fist? Also 356. Interesting. So this skill punishes you for using 100 procs. No, not punishes, because it's the normal cost. This skill has a discount for 0 proc weapons. I wonder if the infosubs will tell us why. By the way, if you just want to see the infosubs and like the actual information, not me guessing, I'm going to put a timestamp to that in the bottom of the video. and I'll put a little thing at the front of the video, so you'll have already seen that text. But anyways, if you want to see the real info, not just my guessing and hypothesizing, skip to that point. Anyways, back to Pumpkin Spice Lance. Elevuln skill for both ice and fire. That's dope. 2 hits. It's not locked to range, does it? Let's use a melee weapon. Basher. Okay, it's not locked to any attack style. Good. Let's use some Essence Orb. Very exciting. Okay. Let's get Essence Orb out of the picture. It's ugly. Crushing Avalanche. Embody the force of an avalanche, smothering your foes with your choking strength when they attack you or you hit them. Costs 49 SP and 12.5% outgoing weapon damage. Is that what was choking him? We'll see. No. Okay, so we have the strike with the force of an avalanche and your rampage. So there's 2 choke sources. Now that we have this passive. Let's attack one more time. Oh my god, this is going to be nuts. I can't wait to... Okay, this is going to be nuts. Because the weapon inflicts choke, the armor inflicts choke, and the skill inflicts choke. And this is I think this is 25% melee total. So that's 25% melee more of choke. That's nuts. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. That's a lot of choke. Let's look at Burning Surprise. Your foe may think to counter your icy form by burning it. Joke's on them. You can burn anything you hit or get hit by now. Costs 49 SP. Oh, I think this is the Icy Burn passive. Your foes explode with a burning surprise. I see. Okay, so we've got elevuln skill, passive choke skill, passive burn skill on both incoming hits Okay, so you inflict burn and choke, both when they hit you and when you hit them. So let's flee for a minute and let's use the basic synergy of this armor. And let's see if the skills work with 100 procs. Okay, winter bombs. I think let's first attack with the winter bombs and see what it's supposed to be. Oh no, I already did. Wait, hold on. Let's turn on both toggles and see how much stuff we inflict, because I forgot to toggle on the bombs. Okay, now we're sacrificing weapon damage. The Winter Wonder armor. You'll now attack with the force of an avalanche. Okay, let's see how much ice burn and ice choke we get. So a 50% choke. Oh my word. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? 10% choke, 3% choke. Oh my gosh, the choke is like rounding 3 different times per turn. I can't even, so the choke rounds when I hit with the weapon. The choke rounds when the skill, the crushing avalanche, rounds it. And then the choke rounds again when the combat practice trainer hits me. So there's 3 different choke applications. So the choke will change a lot each turn. But look at the burn. Look at the burn and the choke. Okay. We're back to 1%. To put it succinctly, the armor is most assuredly choking and burning. Power 13 burn, soon to be more. Great Scott. Great Scott. Okay, the choke stacking is gonna be, oh, my fault. The choke stacking is gonna be nuts. I'm gonna pause, read the info subs, and now give you guys the real mathematical, informational information, and not just me like circle jerking this armor. Not that I would glaze this armor or anything, but like I already did. That's why it's so white. Anyways, pause. Okay. I know I ended off that last clip with a less than tasteful joke, but I was wrong about a lot of things. So let's get to that. First, let's equip a ranged 0 proc weapon. You can see it's 356 SP. This is a weapon-based skill. If I use a trickster weapon, and look, it's going to heal me. So if I lower my health HP with Essence Orb, you can see the weapon effect going off on this skill. You can see that I healed HP. Now, secondly, what will happen if you use a 100 proc weapon, like Cephalo Launcher, 100 proc weapon? Well, first, the skill cost goes up from 356 SP to 392. That's the first clue that it's spell type. So let's see what happens. Switch the Cephalo Launcher to damage mode. Now it's in blind mode. So if it's funky weapon base that works with 100 procs, it'll blind it. But it did not blind it. Now, what's another way we can test if it's a spell type skill? We can use Mana Crystal Defender. If Mana Crystal Defender procs and gives me a barrier, we know that it's spell type. Boom, barrier acquired. We know that when you hold a 100 proc weapon, it becomes a spell type skill. Does the elevuln go up actually because of that? It should. Let's test if that happens. I actually didn't check that part. So, the basics of it, if you're holding a 0 proc weapon, you get a 135% elevuln. If you're holding a 100 proc weapon, it switches to spell type skill, and dude, I just love this armor already. It's so cool. Switches to a spell type skill, and you get the same elevuln, which might be a bug because the elevuln infliction should get ele comp because you're in an ice armor inflicting ice elevuln, but I guess because there's fire elevuln too, maybe it doesn't get ele comp. That could be why. Either way, no big deal. The ele comp's so low on this thing. I was wrong when I said that earlier it was high. Doesn't really change it. But what I need to figure out now is how it works with the set 100 proc, because I thought I noticed something funky happening. So weapons power fades, your weapon will now leave your foes awakened and frostbitten. Let's see, looks like a spell type skill. And it is, okay. So I thought that when you use the skill with the weapon set 100 proc, it would, wait a minute, let's check the battle log, because I inflicted a burn and I don't actually know how that's possible. Okay. So here's where I did. I lost 392 SP, casted the skill, I hit the skill. The attack overwhelms your foe, leaving them vulnerable. That's the skill inflicting its elevuln. Crystal Shield rolls a barrier after you finish spell casting, so the skill was a spell type. The frigid strikes have weakened your foe and left them frostbitten. How did I inflict a burn? But how did I inflict the weapon's burn? The frigid strikes have weakened your foe and left them frostbitten. So it's a bit of a mystery because the infosubs haven't come out yet, so I'm not sure how that actually happened. Let's do it again. Mountain Pass Glow Orbs, we inflict everything. Frostbark. Vulnerable and frostbitten. Interesting. If I toggle off the weapon, will it still inflict frostbitten? I don't think it will. Vulnerable. Oh, okay. So, something is happening with the weapon. And if I turn it on, it will inflict the burn. Probably. Okay, so the weapon is on. And it inflicts the burn. So it's spell type, but it still inflicts the weapon's effects for the 100 proc. So the spell has, the skill, Frostbark, has 3 effects. The first is if you're holding a 0 proc weapon, it's a weapon-based skill with elevuln. The second, if you're holding a normal 100 proc weapon, it is a weapon-based skill, or it is a spell-based skill with nothing special. And let's just show again. If we have him on blind mode, we're not going to fail this infliction roll. He's 100 levels down. And no blind on combat practice trainer. But if you use the 100 proc from the set specifically, this ranged weapon, it will inflict the ranged weapon's status effects if you have the status effect toggled. Let's do it one more time. And check the SP costs in the battle log. So both of these passives are off. So what should be happening is I'll pay 392 SP for the skill, 1 SP for the misc, and then I think, let's see, 25% melee, so 98 SP for the weapon. Let's see what happens. Didn't inflict the burn that time. Am I on the right mode? Yeah, I'm on the right mode. The frigid strikes have left them frostbitten. So interesting. It seems to be sometimes inflicting the weapon and other times not. I should have auto-inflict because I have higher dex and luck. And I'm so many levels up. But it's not inflicting every time, which makes me think there might be a bug or an interaction that I don't quite understand. Or a trigger of some kind, maybe, or a stacking mechanic that you have to use a skill multiple times. But the skill has 3 versions. Normal weapon based with any weapon, spell based with any 100 proc, but spell based with weapon effects with the set's bombs, the 100 proc, which is really cool. So the infosubs still aren't out. So I'm going to pause it here, and then I'm going to give you some more information on this armor, and then the rest of the set as well. Alright, so again, no info subs, but I want to showcase the set a little bit, and really being a little bit misleading with this, but I'm really going to showcase it in the best case scenario for the set. I think, what are you building in here? What's your favorite thing to work on? We're going to the Wicked King quest. Underworld Saga. I think it's Escape the Wicked King. Yeah, it's this one. The reason I'm doing this is there's a lot of monsters with extremely high ice resistance. So the choke will go crazy. Surely I win this roll. Ooh, skill issue, by the way. Because the monster's ice resistance is high, the choke will get multiplied by that ice resistance, and then of course have a higher output. So what I'm expecting here is, how long is this damn cutscene? Hello? Let a man play the game. Let a brother play the game. Alright, 180, good enough to start. I won initiative some way, somehow, by a miracle. Winter Warden. Winter Wardstone. So, Wardstone applies elevuln when they hit me, but also with the full set bonus with the misc. Where is the misc? Mountain Pass Globe. It gives you more potency. It gives you 20 instead of 10 potency if you have the misc and weapon equipped of the set. See, I'll take away the weapon, and the potency goes away. I equip the weapon, and the potency is there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trigger the Crushing Avalanche. And I'm going to make sure the weapon is triggered too. It is. And now all I'm going to do is basic attack with the weapon. So, what the weapon does is it trades damage and pays SP to inflict a choke and a burn. The choke and the burn are both very strong and very potent, and the choke itself scales with ice resistance, so it's going to be strong. The armor passively inflicts choke based off ice resistance, I'm pretty sure from trading its MRM to do so, but I'm not positive. And the armor, of course, has that built-in SP cost choke infliction as well. So let's see how much choke we get off one turn. 2 rounds to 70%. So I think I missed some inflictions. Leaving your foe choked. Rampage leaves your foe choked. Frigid strikes to let them frostbitten. There we go. So we're down to 30% choke. So 30% utility, 10% damage, and I have 100% fire resistance. Salamander just flame beamed me, which anyone who's anyone knows will one-shot you from full HP if you're not paying attention. But it did 100 damage. Leaving your foe choked. This is 7 turns, by the way. 7 turns, 2% choke. 7 turns. I can't even tell what that is. 0.7% choke. God, look at this. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. 10 turn. 10% choke? I don't even know how much that is. I can't read those decimals. But what I'm here to show you is the choke potential with this set is most assuredly very strong. Now let's add another piece of the set. Why not? The pet gift box. The cute little snowman little tyke. This guy toggles between an avalanche choke and a bitter cold burn. We're going to put him on the choke mode because I'm a big choke fan. Gather myself a little bit more SP. And of course, we equip that Statin's Potency Misc. And I will attack once again. He's choked, and frostbitten. He's weakened and... Ooh, baby, look at that. 4% choke for 12 rounds. I don't even want to know what I'm doing to this guy. This guy's... I want to put a GIF on screen. He's coughing and wheezing. Maybe I won't put a GIF on screen. It's kind of a lot of effort, but... How much damage did that fire beam do? I can't even tell. I can't even see it. Oh, 29. Yeah. Okay, little guy. This is beautiful. So this is going to be the peak of choke defensive play. This is awesome. Weapons power flares, boosting the status of strength this turn. Yeah, so he's choked for 20 rounds. Oh, and he's burning out too. Let's see if we can do that again. Oh, I got 1,000,000 gold. 100 million, perhaps. Thank you, my friend. Let's hope I don't get one shot this turn. Okay. Oh. Okay. Ah, okay. So the counterattack is a pretty weak choke. He only got choked to 95% for 2 turns, which is like a 10% choke, which is not that much. But let's see how much this first attack will be. And I have my pet too. Oh, and he's down to 10% already. Oh, okay. So I think something interesting is happening. The choke is very strong, but when the armor's counterattack choke hits, it dilutes the choke's power significantly. But when you get enough turns, that doesn't matter. So here, 10%. Let's get some more SP. And again, this is 1 turn of attacking. If I'd used Celerity, ooh, would have been cooked. Would have been cooked. Would have been gagged, perhaps. Oh my gosh, this is just insane. Look at this, look at this. 10% choke, 2 turns. 2 turns of like hitting, leaving him all this choked. Now he's got 8 turns of 10% damage. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, so I've got 7 turns of 0.001, so 0.1% choke. What I should do now is remove all of my choke gear. I don't even know if the misc doesn't give choke, but let's just remove it all to be safe. And now I can do whatever I want, because look, I can do any armor, no shield. Oh, I blinded him too, but okay, well that was kind of unfortunate because now we can't see how little damage he does, but we'll just attack him for a little bit because there's no rush. And look, 1 damage. Let's see his SP attack. Let's see his SP attack. Surely he will be able to... Oh, 1 damage again. Oh no, what a shame. It's a shame you're choked to 0.1% damage. But anyways, excuse me for that mic blare. The choke stacking is pretty potent, pretty powerful. I would highly recommend. I'm going to show one more item with this synergy before I get to talking about the infosubs of the armor, which will hopefully come out, or I'll just release the video without the infosubs and talk about it later. And that item I want to showcase is the Master Archer armor. Now you probably know what's going to happen, but what I'm going to do is use the bombs weapon, which is 100 proc, and use the my last arrows, which will effectively proc the passive choke twice. Now what I'm going to do is hope that my weapon's power will flare. Oh, okay, interesting. You know, Master Archer is pretty buggy. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see if it's that the... Let's see what happens here. Nothing, okay. Let's re-trigger the weapon. Per my last arrow. Okay, so it only seems to trigger once with per my last arrow. That does happen sometimes, depending on how the weapon is coded in the back end. For some 100 procs, it pays twice and does their status effect doubled. But for some, it just does the effect single ways. So I was hoping it would work with Master Archer and double its choke and do like a 80% choke on turn 1. But unfortunately, it does not. I'll test and see if I can get it to work. But unfortunately, this synergy is not going to be as strong as, say, the Cephalo Launcher synergy, which inflicts double blind, as you'll see here, which is minus 36 and minus 72, so almost auto dodge off of one attempt. But the Winter Wonder bombs will not quite have that same oomph to their power. That's a shame. Okay, so since I have no idea when the armor is actually going to get full info subs, I'll just talk about the set now as it is, and then maybe analyze the armor in depth later on. One, we've got the Abominable Frostbite spell. Pays all its damage to do choke and burn at a good save. Really good spell. Works very well with the set stacking choke and burn. Doesn't actually work too well with the armor or weapon at the moment, but that might be changed later. Shield inflicts ice and fire elevuln. Very good. Need I say more? Fire elevuln will only be useful in another armor, but it's very strong. It's almost as good as, perhaps situationally better even, than Tropo Shield. The pet. It's a simple choke or burn pet. We already have Linus for choke, but this guy is so adorable, I'm going to give him points over it. The weapons. They pay 25% damage and 25% in SP to choke and burn the hell out of your opponent. Very good for choking and burning. Not good for damage or anything, but very good for choking and burning. And burning's indirect damage, so kind of makes up for it. The Misk. I'm not a fan of Fire Ice Compression Misk because you already have one, but it's a status potency Misk, which is very cool. And compression misks are good for people who didn't happen to dump 3k tokens on the Mother's Charm earrings. Am I mad that I did that and then this misk came out like 3 weeks later? No, I would never get mad over something as foolish and petty as that. No, but good misk. Very nice misk. Did I talk about everything except the armor? Yeah, armor. Passive choke infliction. Cool. Passive for SP cost and weapon damage. Choke and burn. Very efficient because the SP cost is pretty manageable. The skill, if you want to inflict elevuln, fine way to do it. Not my personal favorite, but it's a fine way to do it. Would recommend. Skill's also cool that it works with the set's weapons, especially and cool that it can swap between weapon-based and spell-type based on your held weapon. I think that's a very cool mechanic, and they should add that to more armors. Very interesting stuff. Visually stunning, all of it. The weapons aren't my huge cup of tea visually, but they're great too. I mean, look at the stick. I love the stick. Hold on, let's show you the stick, the beat stick. Yeah, look at this thing. Visually, the set is stunning. Mechanics-wise, you can stack the hell of choke, hella burn, and it's just awesome stuff. Just awesome stuff all around. Very excited to use this set with some combos, with some real-life monsters, and very exciting stuff. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think, and peace out. Bye-bye.